episode of Unspoken Truths and Jolly. I miss you. I hope you miss me. You do? You're so sweet. Look, we have a great guest with us tonight. Miss Latasha Childs. Y'all give her a hand. Wow. Another episode. Listen, I'm so grateful to have you with me tonight. And we're going to talk. Is that okay with you?
That's fine.
So do me a favor and just kind of tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Latasha Childs. I am a mother of two. I am from the Ville Platte, Louisiana. It's my hometown. I live in Opelousas. I've been a nurse I'm a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for about 20-something years. I'm a nurse manager. I got my master's. I have a business with Rolls, which is a CPR business because everybody got a position to play. So that's it.
Wow. So I just want to know when did you realize, okay, I wanted to be a nurse? When was that a thing?
So here comes the truth. So when I picked my career based on job availabilities. And as I started going through nursing school, like I put in too much work. I ain't turning around. So with that being said, it's like, this it. This gonna be it. And that was it.
So I've heard a lot of scary thoughts about clinicals. Is it really that bad? Is it hard?
No, it depends on your instructor. Your instructors. Clinical wasn't hard for me. Making sure that I'm passing those tests. that was the problem. Because in nursing school, they'll do like a count where if the majority of the class, they put it on some type of scale, and so many students didn't pass this question, it get kicked out. So even if you got it right, it could work for you or against you. And so that's kind of what it is. To some people, it was a breeze, but for others, you got to be a real strong reader and be able to make it applicable. So you didn't answer it's pretty much like state board testing. That's the type of teaching. And growing up in high school, you wasn't taught to test in that manner. So it was different. But for some, it's a breeze. But for me, I had studied. So it was a big adjustment.
So becoming a nurse, do you think does it fulfill you? Is it a purpose, you would say?
It is. I would definitely look upon it as ministry. When I first got into nursing, I didn't and passed. I didn't see it like that initially, but the most rewarding thing was the patients. The difference you made and talking to them and helping them and doing things that benefit them and educating them. Those were some of the things that was rewarding because they could have came in with a train wreck with so many different issues with so many different systems. But at the same time, to know that you had a hand in helping them nurse them back to wellness, that right there, that was rewarding. That truly was. But
so did you, because I mean, I know nursing is a variety. So what part did you play? I mean, as an emergency room, or were you?
Initially, I started with med-surg nursing. Before becoming a nurse, I did an internship at Two Row Hospital, and my friend, she told me about it. And as I did that, she did the ICU, and you were able to find your niche. And when I first started doing nursing, I used to work at Earl Halone. And when it was my weekend to work, it's like I could have gone under the table. I did not. I did. You know, like you got something that stay to work. And I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like nothing about this. I just like, and then the money wasn't as good as it is now. But I said, whew. But after a while, I said, you know what? Something got to shift. Because then I was a night nurse.
Oh, Lord.
And then I turned around going to evening, and it's like there's so much going on. And I'm going in, and everybody looked like they good timing. That was an illusion. But overall, what I really discovered was I got on my knees, and I got in my word, and I prayed. Now he's got to show me where he wants me. Well, I always had the gift of gab for talking. And I was listening to T.D. Jakes one night, I'll never forget this, in my apartment. And I just felt like, okay, that's my word. It's like it jumped. It's like I leaped for it. And it was like, you gotta, I don't remember all the details. I'm not going to sit down and say that. But all I do know is I was drawn towards going back to school. I got into school the very next day. I got into grad school the very next day. And I'm like, this is where I'm going. So then when I got there, it was like, but they don't, nurses, in school nurses don't make money. I'm like, Lord, this gotta work. And out of all of us that graduated, my girlfriend spoke very highly of the federal system and stuff like that. And I had a goal too. I stated that I wanted to, my goal was I was gonna work for the CDC and blah, blah, blah. That was what I was gonna do. Well, I didn't work for the CDC, but I still worked federal. And the benefits federal compared to, and the salary start as a nurse educator was higher than some of the others. So my girlfriend spoke with me about it, and I looked online and I was like, I don't even know what they do, but I'm going. So I knew what they were asking and I knew what I needed to do to get it. So that's what I did. And I gave 17 years to nursing education, and I fell in love with it. And all parts of it, I loved it. I really did. So I came in not knowing what to do with the nursing, but there's so many different avenues. So you got to find the area that fits for you. So that's what I got out of that nursing. And now I tapped into another aspect of it, which was the management part. And I'm an only child, so I was like, a lot of people's like, that's not going to be hard for you. And I wasn't afraid of it. It was different. I kind of miss nursing education, but in order for you to grow, you can't stay, it kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier. You can't be comfortable. You can't be complacent because you don't know what God is doing for you. And I look at it, the totality of it. There's different areas that I'm tapping in for different reasons. I was pretty much like a case manager, with my father, so being that advocate and in the community, it allows you to tap into those different things because you're going to make room for you. So when the door's open, you try it out. If it's something you like and he opening that door, go with it. So
if
that's
you not learn what you need to learn and move on.
That part.
So, I mean, when it comes down to nursing, I mean, y'all see some severe things. Y'all see things that probably make my stomach turn inside out. How does that play on your mental? Is it, because I mean, even for you, it was your purpose. It was something that you love to do. But have you ever seen a severe case that, someone was in really bad shape?
Well, I was at Earl K. Long, so I saw some stuff. But during that time, I graduated nursing school in 2004, and as a result of that, Katrina hit in 2005. So we had a lot of the Katrina evacuees that came from the charity hospital came to Earl K. Long at the time. Oh, so we saw a lot. We saw a lot, and some stayed for a while because some came from nursing homes too. So you had a chance to see a lot. Some was a train wreck and you'd be like, I don't even know where to start. But then, like I said, as you start seeing improvements, there you go. I think the aspect of nursing that hit me the hardest was the psych nursing. When I did psych nursing and I was doing agency and I would go and do different shifts at night and admitting people in, and I would listen to the stories, and I wanted to give everybody God, and it's just like
everybody can hear that.
And then it's like as you keep hearing things, I say, I feel like I'm a trash can, like everybody's problem just coming. So it was like, man,
become a burden.
It's like you yearn for them, like, oh yeah, my dad threw a crack party for me, huh? It was a lot, and I think that aspect of it, I recognize that's not for me. That's not working. That's not, but one thing that I did recognize is mental health is everywhere.
Yep.
So whether you want to deal with it or not, but it's a difference dealing with it here and there during every single day.
It takes a toll on
So
you.
yeah, so that I was just like, that put me tired. And I was talking to a friend, and they would find some things funny, and I'm like,
You ain't seeing it up close like I'm seeing it.
No. But they said the groups and stuff help, but that was a lot for me.
So how long did you stay involved in that?
Let's see, from 2004 to 2006, I did that I picked up shifts here and there just to pay for my Jaguar. I want to say that was maybe
2, 3 years?
not because I just didn't go there. I would want to go open because I was in grad school, so it's like, I worked 2 days a week and that was it. I didn't work a whole lot because my focus was getting out of there.
Right.
So I probably did that for maybe a year, but I did agency everywhere. It just wasn't in one spot. But kudos to those who got the drive for it. And like I said, you come in contact with problems. That was just a lot. That was a lot for me. They say it's better in the daytime. I said I wouldn't know. I'm not there.
So, would you say it was something that you learned from just dealing with those different aspects as far as nursing? I know that's not where you are now, but would you say it was some things that you learned that just made you a better overall person?
Yeah, because when you look at healing, you look at the whole totality of a person, and you got to be able to. You have to meet the people where they are. So how to deal with them, how to talk to them, how to get the help and the resources that they need available, and your skills from documentation, medication, all of that is building blocks. So it comes second nature to you when you're doing. A lot of nursing is repetition. You may see different things, but especially in rural areas, a lot of some in Louisiana, some of the problems are the same problems. So it's second nature to you because you're so used to doing it. So,
would you say that your patience stronger?
Yes, I can say that now. Coming in from a manager side, because oftentimes you're getting called to come and see about a situation. But I think also with dealing with my dad played a role because you can understand the place. You have more sympathy for where that patient is and what that patient is going through to help him meet his needs. And a lot of times they just want to be heard. And what could we do to fix it? And some stuff, it's not even on your pay grade that you can do, but the fact that you went over and beyond to extend yourself to help resolve their issues, and we call it PATS, but to resolve their issues, they're appreciative for that because they want to be heard.
Fast forward, your wife and your mother. How was that to balance all of that? Because to be a nurse is a very demanding job, but being a mom is a very demanding job. Being a wife is a very demanding job. How hard was it to balance? Because in a sense, you're still trying to keep everybody happy, but I still have to, put on this white coat and go to work. How hard was that to balance?
Balancing, it takes a lot. It requires priority, being self-aware of what your capacity level is. I couldn't have did this all without a community. My mom was my go-to for those kids. Whenever I needed to do something, her and my dad, they were available. I picked jobs when I becoming a wife and a mother. I picked jobs that worked around my family because I'm in the process of God family did work. So unless it was something urgent that I had to be there for, oftentimes I was Monday through Friday, so I had that flexibility right there. I was off on holidays, but if it was something that needed me, like say, evacuations, or they needed me to come in for something, if the road was bad, I ain't go. I didn't go. And let me just say, it doesn't, you got a plan. They have that all in place before time. But I was commuting back and forth an hour drive to and fro. And my safety was my top priority. So if the weather is bad, what I look like going to unless I had that bag already packed. But I didn't want to sleep at the hospital if I had to.
So how many times have you had to go in and sleep at the hospital?
My work is my work. I'm not trying to count. But look. Let me just say this. Coming from a manager's side of things, and I still would recommend, priority. You prioritize what needs to be. If I was required to be there, then I would be there. But if that wasn't my option, I'm going to my house with my children because I don't know what's going on over there.
Right.
But thank God that I did have my parents that they could always be there. And once the storm passed, we was in there full flesh. But I mean, that's just what it was. But I don't knock it because it's needed. Because you know why? The patients can't take care of themselves. And it's burnout to those people who's constantly in there nonstop. So it's not that I'm promoting that. I'm just saying that wasn't my cup of tea, and I was okay with that. So that's just how I'm gonna say that. But those patients need help. So in the area that you gotta do what you gotta do.
So I have a question, because I know you mentioned mental. Have you ever seen a patient physical health improve after dealing with their mental health? Have you ever seen that?
Well, yes, because it's multiple things. It starts with the mind. I mean, and I think back concerning my dad, like it's all, a lot of it starts mental. If you don't see that you have a problem, I don't care what you're doing physical, but how are you gonna go in that right direction? That mind has to be sound, and you have to want to go. You have to want to make a difference. I mean, I'm gonna use whether it's a person from drinking or a person from overeating. Until you make the conscious decision that this is what you decide to do, I don't care what somebody present before you. You have to accept it, come to reality of where you are, start applying it, and be consistent with what you're doing. Once awareness, understand your triggers, understand your weakness, understand your strengths, formulate a plan and go forward. But you have to know yourself and be able to identify what's your setback. I came to grip, and you said once the mental improved, did you see a difference? Well, I'm not going to sit down and say all the time it's just a mental issue. I'm going to use myself for example. Recently, my daughter made her 17th birthday, and I had been putting off on getting lab work done. And I said, I need to go get it lab. It's not that I was running away from it. We had to get it, either it was fasting, you had to get it in the morning. And I'm just like, I ain't got time for that. When I would go to the doctor, he was like, well, you got your result? No, but I'm going to get it. I said, let me go ahead and get this man his results. So I got it. I looked at it. I said, and I sent it to you. And he sent it to him. And he was like, well, we got your labs back. And it told the true picture of where I was within my health. And in my life, I look at it as I want to be the best me I can be. And that's whole man. And it's like, okay, well, you're working on your spiritual. You're working on all these different areas. You know what your needs are. The only time you reduce back on that scale is when you're fasting with your church. So what are you doing? So now I'm looking at legacy, longevity.
Can I be here for my kids?
And not only that, I'm looking at the history with my family. And I got the proof that's showing me each spot on where they are and what was the end result. And then the question I had to ask myself, is this where you want to be? Yeah. So my mom called and she was like, she asked Zoe, she said, well, where your mama? She's right here. She's not feeling too well right now. She's kind of sad. What's wrong, Mom?
She told on you.
Yeah. What's wrong with her? She got a bad report from the doctor. So mom's so silly. I'm being so natural. She said, what's wrong? I said, I just got some things I got to work on. She said, well, put the plate away, Tasha. And I said, man. I said, that's not. She said, you did it before.
You sure they told you that?
You did it before. You could do it again. In high school, I did a tremendous weight drop, and I mean, there's a lot of contributing factors, but overall, it's like now it's on. I got to do something about it. And the first thing, and I'm saying mentally, because I had to get my mind right for what. I've been doing this for years, so it's like, okay,
I know better.
I gotta do it.
I know better.
Yes. So then, as a result, I turned around and I just went back to what I knew. I prayed about it just like I did the first time. And she told me something. She said, people can tell you a lot of things, but it's not like when your mama tell you something. She said, when your mama say something, it stick. Yeah. And when so Zoe said, it's gonna be all right. I was just like, God, you're going to have to help me with this. And the doctor just wanted medicine. And I'm like, I don't care if my kids may say what age they may think I am. I ain't older. That's not how I see myself. So I was just like, man, I'm not doing all that. So I let the doctor say all what he wanted to do. I let him write everything he had to write. I should say this, but long story short, I am doing a whole lot better, and I did not take those recommendations, because what I did was I changed my diet.
I see you
I
in the
put
gym.
myself in the gym. I didn't just do it for myself, but I did it for my whole family, and I did it with purpose in mind, because right now it's not a choice anymore, it's a requirement. And unless I want to go down that path that he's trying to put me on, and he's doing his job, because he said if you don't handle it now, it's going to get worse. Yeah. And I'm just like, I don't have to accept that. I'm going to do what I need to do. And that's what I started doing. So since May 13th, I've been working on myself, and got 10, 11 pounds might be moved. Okay. I didn't check. I've been as long as I'm doing right, that's good. But with the correction of doing this for 3 to 6 months, or just a lifestyle of it, I look forward to see a change, because I'm going to retest and show them, like, look, I don't need that stuff no more. And that's my take on it. And some of the things, it's like I was for, but it didn't work for me. And I'm just like, oh no, it gotta affect my eye, gotta be balded. This is too much.
Side effects, I don't like.
I saw this put somebody on dialysis and you give them So I'm not calling any drugs out. I had to do what was best for me and what was best in my spirit. And each is a momentum, and it's just like, go check. So as I reach the goal, as long as I'm going in the right direction, that's that. And that's how I'm gonna put it. So it started with you. It started with your mind. And when I decide to not just hear it, but to feed off of it and eat off of it, and my baby be in the gym with a little tablet from little workouts from TikToks and ChatGPT, we get some stuff on what it needs. If I'm not sure what I need to do, we'll look for solutions with that. And you got those who already have worked that. When they give recommendations, I was like, well, Sasha, I think you need to add some more weight. I'm like, I don't want to bulk up, but at the same time, I didn't like the gym. I did not like it. I did not. But it's not about what you like. Your feelings change. I like how my clothes fit. I like the fact that it's allowing me to be here longer for my children. So
it's a bigger goal.
Yeah. So
goal.
That's.
Hey, you know what they used to say? A little hard work ain't never hurt nobody. Listen, I need to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back on our guest. Welcome back. I hope I don't keep you out too long. Listen, we still with our guest, Miss Latasha Childs. Y'all give her a hand. We're back with the nurse. Let's fast forward to a period in your life where you were uncomfortable. The passing of your dad. Do you think being a nurse had already prepared you for the season that you were going to go through with him?
Yes, definitely, because I was able. My dad was diagnosed with cancer in 2017. And as a result of that, from that time and running to the different doctors, from having surgeries, and then after the surgery of coming back, and the cancer coming back, he died in after year 7. It didn't quite make year 8. It made 8 years, because his death was, I think he died on the 7th. He was pushing for 8 years. So yeah, definitely, because you watch from different areas. We go to the hospital. I understood the disease process and what it looked like, and the fact that once they did the surgery the first time, and I think they went back and did a little thing the second time, but then you knew that was that. One of the things you see with cancer is they'll take, with some cancers, they'll make you continue to take medication, but then once you've gotten healed, they'll take you off the cancer medication. But when you take the person off, then it comes back. And now with him, because it was so hard on his body, he was happy to be off. But to find out that it grew back, it was just like, well, if I'd have known what I'd known, it could have kept me on the medicine a long time. Providers are following their protocols. They have a protocol to follow. And I mean, with that being said, the doctors did a wonderful job. I had a personal relationship with them where I was able to contact them whenever I need, and that was a benefit of being a healthcare worker. They really helped us out. I mean, when my dad got diagnosed with cancer, he was stage 4 already. He was 56, and he lived, like I said, almost 10 years. He was 66 when he died. So it prepared me, because I understood the process. He understood the process. And he told me once, he was like, he was in my mood. He was like, I said, what? I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to go meet my mama. I said, come on now, man. Come on, let's focus on something else. But he knew. But regardless if you're a nurse or not, it's letting go. But you see their health declining, but you did all what you can, and I thank God for that, though. I truly do. God extended his life. I received the word when it happened. His life got extended. Because it could have been over.
Right.
But I was blessed to have him as long as I did with it, because some people are unfortunate to have that long.
So when you said when he found out it was stage 4, why you don't think it was detected before? Like, was he going to the doctor on a regular?
No, y'all don't like to go to the doctor. And that's the thing about health. I told y'all, I gave y'all my story, but your lab results, you're constantly women will go before men, but you'll see what, y'all don't go unless it's really bad. And let me tell you something. We went to a wedding in Texas, and he was just like, there's something in my back that just keep hurting. I said, well, Daddy, go get it checked out. Well,
It stopped.
Even if he went, he said, oh, it's just some inflammation. But at the end of the day, he was cutting the grass, and I don't know where that pain hit him at, but it was so bad that he drove with his trailer connected to his truck, parked in the emergency driveway, jumped out, and told him they knew to see about him. So with that being said, for him to do that,
it had to be bad.
It had to be really, really bad. And I was just like, okay. And then as they started discovering different things and we saw where it was going, it was like, okay, this is what it is. And it was scary. But the word carried us. I mean, that was my strength. It carried us. And I had to pour into him to see it from God's
point of view.
Point the word to show him what God promised is based on that. Keeping the word around him, because the mindset of that, as we just stated, awareness and knowing what's going on, and there's nothing you in your might that you can do about it. That's the biggest battle over it all. So Yeah.
It's taking control, knowing that I don't have control.
Yeah. Surrendering that control.
Yeah.
Surrendering that control to say he's gonna carry me through this. And when I would call him, I said, Daddy, I just got a word. And he was like, what? What, Tasha? I said, Daddy, you might not believe me. I believe you. I believe you. And I mean, we pulled together as a family, laid all on him. My whole family, they supported me. I mean, they did. We were all there.
Well, why do you think? I'm not sure about different cultures, but I know in the black culture, why do you think it's so hard for people to go just to get checkups? I mean, even if it's mental labs or physical labs or whatever it is, why do you think it's so hard for people to go and see what's going on with their body?
You got multiple factors. Cost. And you got the top 5 killers. The top 5 killers from cardiac disease to cancer to stroke is the last one. I want to say injury is another. But and cancer, when you look at those top 5, a lot of the time it's having access to care, the disparity of the cost, the disparity of having the treatment, the availability to the treatment around you, but just access. Your resources, and then you're in a rural area, so it's multiple factors. And I used to hear my dad say, no news is good news. So that mentality right there is just like, who told you that?
Yeah.
So
sounds good in your head.
Every time, they be like, well, do you have anything? No, I ain't got nothing. You got something?
I don't have no bad news.
and when I would go, he would get so upset because he was like, this is my appointment and you just tell everything. I said, they don't know how to treat you if you don't tell them what's going on. Well, no news is good news. So that was that. But yeah, that's why I don't want no problems. So
what would be one of the lessons you would say that your dad taught you that just still to this day that sticks with you?
My dad taught me a lot. He taught me a lot. Some of the stuff I can't say up on here. But he told me to always have my own. He told me to always have my own. Therefore, you're not codependent on no one, and you're not limited to what you're able to do. And I think he had a lot of wisdom. He had a lot of wisdom with me. But that was one. Before he passed, one of the things he said was, you're gonna be fine. Take care of them kids. And he did what he needed to do as a father by leaving a legacy, an inheritance and a legacy for his children. And that right there, that in itself is a blessing. So, but he taught me what he was able to teach me. And I was blessed because I not only had my dad, but then I had my stepdad. So it's like
you got
I had a double dose of it. So it was a blessing, but I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from him.
So would you consider, because I know even for me, it's no secret I lost my mom, and I know that I had never experienced that specific pain before. Would you say that period of time was like one of the hardest times for you, or you feel like you were at peace knowing, okay, I'm see, for me, mine was unexpected. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like having that time with him just prepared you for the end game?
It does make a difference. For my grandmother, when my grandmother on my mother's side passed away, she was diagnosed with cancer. They gave her 3 months to live. On the way coming back from Houston, she coded, and that was it. there was no, even though my mama done knew about the 3 months, all of that wasn't shared. But at the same time, my grandmother was 60, so that was very young. And I wasn't ready. I had just went to school, and she had told me, she was like, "You're gonna be Nurse Ardway, and you're gonna come take a weekend, take care of me." Well, she went this happened in Texas, and at the same time, I was during that week. I said, "You got your week. I'm here," and stuff like that. But it was a difference with my dad. You watch him go through all of that, and that grieving process started. Although he was still there, but it was easy. It was easy to accept because you watch what he went through, and I think more than anything, with my grandmother, like a difference happened with me in 3 months. Like it really, I didn't know how to deal with it. But I was 19 too. Yeah. And the age that I am now, it's still not. It's not what you want, but at the same time, it's more acceptable. Yeah. This year was the first Father's Day without him, and as a result of that, I'm just like, okay, it's time for them just to stop. But it was just the fact that it's like out of sight, out of mind. I miss hearing his voice though. The laughter, the joke. My daddy said all kind of stuff, some wild stuff. Like, you gonna laugh. He was a character. That's what he did. So but I have that, and even my kids have that to ponder on the silly stuff he would say.
The missing you never stop.
Yeah, that doesn't stop. But I don't know. I think I took it the best I knew how to take it for him. It was a whole lot easier than from what I did with my grandmother, because I didn't have a chance to prepare. And I think that makes a difference.
Would you say it's because we've watched, even Tyler Perry movies, it always seemed like the person that do the least, it's always the person that's so brokenhearted. Do you feel like by you being there with him through the whole process, that it was so much peaceful to just let him go? Because you had been and did everything you could have done for him. Would you say that gave you some sort of satisfaction knowing that, hey, I saw you through it to the end?
Yes, but I can tell you though, when I would recognize that anytime that he had like a UTI or any type of infection that was festering up, like his body was going through septic, but when you could tell 1 minute he betting on the football game and winning, and I got videos. I got like little video marks of my time with him. So that helps too. But at the same time, 1 minute he was one way, and then the next minute he's another. And it's like, what's going on? Well, they was like, Tasha, he's not letting go because of you. He concerned about you. I said, I don't know. He would only eat with me. But I didn't play with him either. I said, you better do what you're supposed to do, or you come to my house. And he's like, I'm not going. I'm not going to your house, buddy. But at the same time, yeah. I did all I knew to do over and beyond. And at the end of the day, I think it was an easier process for me. But I never wanted it. If I saw his head going, call 911. He gone. We're going to give him some fluid. And it's like, once he got that banana bag and some fluid, he started boosting, but it only would be temporary. And then it's like, when he would get back to his house, he wouldn't drink again. It was the dehydration that kept putting him back in there. But we did it till we couldn't do it no more.
As a nurse, nurses are constantly pouring into other people daily. What's some of the things that you would recommend for, even let's just say a young nurse, a lady or a male that just got into this field? What would be some of the things you would encourage them to do as far as, self-care? Because I always say this, you can't pour into someone if you're empty. So what would be some of the things you would say as far as that?
I'm going to tell you what I do. I use my vacation time. I had my date nights. We had two a month. Mama kept one, my dad kept one. that right there allowed us to sit down and have some time for each other. Not only that, but balance with the kids. A lot of stuff became kid centered. But with that being said, you gotta first know you, what feels you, and when you know what feels you and make you happy, then you do those things. And that right there helped me. Now that I'm older, I stopped carrying stuff. A lot of the times, I recognize that I overextended myself in areas that I didn't have to. I did it, like you said, you the mother, you the everything. Well, the mama get tired and she gets exhausted. So I started delegating, and I still do that even at work, you know. What I can do, I can do. What I can't do, I'm going to delegate for somebody to do. And if they can't do it, how much I need this to be done. So, I can sit down and say, yes, sir. I ain't got no problem no more. I'm at peace. I ain't got to worry about this. Zoe's at the age now. Zoe is cooking. I'm going to miss my help going to school. But she helps, you know. Everybody do housework. Everybody do. But when they were younger, everybody wasn't doing it. So you know what I'm saying? It's just, it became a balance and do a little bit each time. But yeah, it's a lot. I don't carry half. If it ain't my problem, I can give you a little bit of advice and I go sit down. I really do. And I don't think that's selfish. I recognize that I can't do it all. And I'm not required to be no one fixer. And that's not selfish. And I sit down and I say this all the time, like, it is not my job to fix people. I don't have to do that. And the truth be told, no one asked me to do that. But I saw a need. Let me see what I can do to help you. But then after a while, you start caring people. Man, you gotta get off. Yeah. And I start setting boundaries. My nose is my nose, and if that's it, that's that. And I mean, you're gonna hear why my nose are my nose. But those boundaries were to protect me, and it's not selfish. It's not. If I give you my word is my word, and I'm gonna fulfill it. But those boundaries created me from going, oh, say what you want. Mm-mm.
People will pull you as long as you pull.
If you love them, and it's not that you don't want to help. Whatever I have extra, I'll share that. That's not an issue. But overcommitting, you can't people please. Yeah. You're gonna run yourself dead in the mud.
It'll drain you out. Have you ever had a time? Because I heard you speak about the faith and your spiritual walk. Have you ever had a time where you feel like your faith was tested?
What? All my life. I sit down and said, all my life I had to fight. What? As a believer, your faith is going to be tested in and everything. You have distractions. You have counterfeits. You have all kind of things that come through your life. You have personal goals that you're trying to achieve. But at the same time, God's word didn't change. With my dad's help, just for Medicaid. Oh my God, don't get me started. But like I said, if it's if it's something that's out of my control, if I did the best I can, Father, look, I give it to you. Your walk, man, God will you surrender it. God will teach you so much. You will learn so much. And he will send helpers where you are not alone in this. So many people that was such a blessing. And you didn't know how they were going to be a blessing to you. But they had answers. You got people around you that wants to help you. And that is a blessing. And you can't help but be thankful for that. Because he will send. And your help don't always come from who you think it's coming from. But it doesn't matter who it comes from. You need the help. Right. Get focused on where that help is. And be like, whew. And I was blessed to have a support system with my friends as well as my family. But I got friends that my circle not big, but they strong. They strong, and so when you see me standing and riding from them, it's like this one right here. My loyalty is there because you have shown. So yeah, persevere through it.
So what advice would you give a person that would that you would that if they would came to you and say, "Oh, I'm struggling with boundaries," because I'm so used to being pulled left to right, up and down. What would you say? Because a lot of people, I mean, I know I'm one of those people. I used to be. Now I'll just tell you no. I used to just be like, yeah, 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 until I was out of years, and then it became maybe. What would you tell a person that's struggling with setting boundaries?
A lot of the times, when we look at that, some of that overcompensation, I had to learn that some of that overcompensation that occurs is from something that goes way deep down from childhood. And when you recognize your reason for why you're doing what you're doing, those who will understand it, they will understand it. Those who will fight you on it is because they're benefiting from it. People are not, nothing is wrong with people, but I have to let the guilt go for not helping you. If I know I did all what I need to do, what is wrong with you that you can't understand that? what we doing here? So, when I've understood that, it's like, this is not being mean. This is not being mean. I'm not doing all that because I'm tired. I got 2 days off. I'm on rest. I'm not ripping and running like that. I don't owe nobody nothing. So it was little things, and that's not mean. And then when I'm ready to help and bless you, there you go. Oh, thank you so much. I'm not mean. I just have learned to set these boundaries because they are helping me. Because when you don't set boundaries, people walk all over you, and that's not acceptable. That's not healthy. So, and I'll tell you, for someone who's going through that, the word will sit down. For me, I can't speak for everybody. I'm speaking for Tasha. The word has motivated me. I keep the word around me to lift my spirit up. And especially in the times of just overcoming debt. I understand that music shifts the atmosphere. I understand that having the word around me, it educates me. And I want the life that God has for me. And I don't know all the answers. So with that being said, when I heed to the word it filtrates inside of me. I pray for wisdom. I don't do everything right. But at the same time, I have learned from my wrong, through experience. And there's some paths I'm not doing that no more. Because there's a reason for why there's boundaries and yes and no's for certain things. So with life and wisdom and with God's help, that's it. And not only that, get some counseling. Counseling is like working out. Counseling is like working out is necessary.
It may hurt.
To be honest with you, I don't even see it as hurt. It's coming. It brings clarity. Get yourself with good godly counsel, having the word in front of you, having the word constantly being put inside of you. And in the meantime, you'll learn. Because somebody already done been through what you've been through. And they already have the answer. So why are you trying to recreate the wheel? And it's just like, oh, okay, so if I stop doing this, then this gonna go. Okay. And I'm going to say one thing. It's like, if I resist the devil, he gonna flee. So stop entertaining it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gotta entertain that. That's a choice. But you can't sit down and play with them. Then when they don't come out fair, you mad how it went out. Yeah. So you pick your battles. Pick your battles. So life's a learning lesson. I got wiser. You gonna learn real quick. And I'm gonna use this what my mom says all the time. Guard your heart, baby. Guard your heart. Guard your heart. Guard your heart, because out your heart, it's the issues of life. It's your emotions. And you can't live your life based on your emotions. Your emotions change 24/7. I was tired before I came over here. I gave the word, I'm here. So it's not about you can't, you gotta use your common sense and let the word lead you. But guard it. You can't pick up everything. You're gonna have some trash in there. You gotta clear it up.
Wow. Hey. Amen to that. Every segment, we have rapid fire. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Just Tell me what comes to mind. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
One word that describes this season of Tasha's life.
I got two.
I'll take two.
Soft era.
Soft girl area? Okay.
Yeah, soft era. Yeah.
Favorite Bible verse?
Psalms 84. That sticks with me, and it's the ending. It say, "No good thing would he withhold from those who walk upright with him." And if God is for you, who gonna be against you?
Amen to that. What's your go-to self-care activity?
I like parks, spa, shopping.
If you were in healthcare, what career would you have chosen?
Not healthcare. It would have been doing something with talking, and I ain't talking teaching. It was gonna be something with talking and something also with traveling. Probably the two. Yeah.
Who inspires Tasha?
Who inspires me? Probably my mom.
Shout out to Miss Shirley.
Yeah. Because it's like she has presence, she has beauty, she can hold a conversation with anyone. She's loved everywhere she goes, and she has the heart of God. Like, she doesn't have to know you to help you. There's so many people that lady has helped. She really have a lot of compassion within her, with her heart, to help someone who, no matter if you're popular, whether you're somebody or nobody, she will give her last. She will give her last. Have given her last. Probably give too much, but yeah, she would definitely be one of them.
Wow. Shout out to Miss Shirley. Listen, we have come to a close, and I want to tell you that I appreciate you for coming through. I know you had a long day, and I always say people don't have to be nice, but when they are, you tell them thank you. Closing, what I want you to do is look in that camera and talk to your younger self.
What would I tell younger Tasha? Life is a journey, and you are walking through it. But while you walk through it, learn everything you can learn. Guard your heart in the midst of learning. Get all the education you possibly can. Pay attention to those that went before you. There are going to be people along your track that's gonna pour into you, deposit. Watch, read, learn. Because one of these days, you're going to have to model that same pattern, or you're going to take it to the next level. But always be guarded now. Guard your heart. And the last thing is, make sure that you leave God the center or the head of your life. Because without Him, you're nothing. But with Him, all things are possible. And you have the victory. You have the victory. This is only the beginning. You're going to be just fine.